Hi everyone, I hope all are doing safe and good. So in this video, I'm going to inform about HR industry uh, updates. So I have covered most probably on banking and finance or mortgage or accounts related topics. So this is something different and much needed topic because the most important topic is where the hiring works out in the HR industry. So we need to know about a lot of updates, preferably if you are from a HR background or you want to try job as a fresher, or it might be like you are an experienced person in HR operations, or you want to jump internally in HR domain. So this might be helpful in order to clear the interview or know how it works. So let's start about this information. So I'm just going in middle of the PDF word material. So later part I will tell you the initial stages. So coming to the recruitment part. So recruitment is something like it has a lot of subdivisions. It can be a IT hiring, like it might be related to a software based and technical based hiring. It can also be into banking and finance related hiring or insurance related or any other non IT fields. And it can also be into US recruitment where hiring for a US citizens, just completely like a night shift, evening 7:30 or 6:30 login. So most of the times, if you would have heard, people used to they have heard the word as talent acquisition. So it means it's actually a process of identifying the company's staffing needs, where we'll be recruiting the relevant and qualified candidates and selecting them as per the available positions which are available. So recruitment process. So what does it means? It includes identifying the talent. Okay, identifying it might be like interviewing the people and selecting, and last is onboarding the candidate, and especially the right candidate for the role which is being mentioned. And the HR operations facilitate logistical aspects of hiring, including posting job ads. So initially, when we get a job description, we'll be either posting it or we'll be sourcing it in Naukri portal if we have a premium access. And nowadays we have this ATS format resumes. So in some of the companies, the machine will track the resumes based on the keywords. So it will help us in coordinating the interviews and ensure the recruitment process is going crisp and clear. And any job requirement mainly depends on job description. So some few of the hiring will not have JD or the client might have not shared. But if you have the relevant details, we can read, understand, and match the uh, job seeker's resume if they have that relevant experience or skills. And usually, like when we are trying to call a candidate, so in any of the recruitment firms or companies, they will have a script, or they might have the do's and don'ts, like especially like what necessary information has to be asked before processing the CV. And apart from that, I'll just tell about that script wise, maybe at a later part I have mentioned in the word format. And apart from that, we as a HR, like we have to send even a virtual invite link. Either it might be for a face-to-face interview or for a virtual interview which is being held uh, via email to the candidates, and the candidate has to reply to that particular mail efficiently. And sometimes even the manager will be marked in that mail, whoever is taking the interview, if it is a virtual. If face to face, then the venue details, and we have to mention the timings, and we have to do a follow up. And coming to this Naukri sourcing, yeah, coming to this Naukri sourcing, once we have an option called advanced search. So there we have to select an option like the profile which is been reflecting in the last 30 days, because the latest profiles will be viewed, and whoever is immediately available or within 15 to 20 days or max 30 days, and we'll be selecting the work experience range of the candidate which we are hiring. And apart from that, like based on the budget, what CTC we can maximum allocate to the candidate, so we'll be selecting that, and based on that we'll be doing a refined search. For example, if the CTC is max 10 lakhs provided by the client, so we'll be mentioning the CTC ranges 5 to 6 lakhs in the Naukri, so that we can accommodate the budget when the candidate is requesting for a hike of 30 or 40% accordingly. And there will be certain keywords column, so we have to mention that in inverted comma so that we can source the profile. So let's go through about I'm not sure whether if the screen is visible. So this is one of the page of Naukri from a HR access. So once we source a profile, we'll be able to get the name of the candidate, how many years experience he has, what is the CTC he has, and which location he is based out of, and what is his current company, skill set, and what is his education details and the key skills. So once we search with that keywords as per above whatever information, so we will be getting this particular information of the candidate. So based on the latest within 30 days, and apart from that the pages it will be like um, so accordingly the latest pages you will be able to get the details if you scroll it. And in the advanced search, you'll be able to see an option in the any keywords, turn Boolean on. So Boolean search is one of the search which is being used mostly by HR people, and few people are not using it. And coming to the keywords, I told you it will come in the inverted comma when you are trying to put that skill set. Like here they have mentioned as unit test, Kotlin, and RX Java, and the experience range will be mentioned. CTC range of the candidate will be mentioned here. And whenever we are trying to hire from a HR access, the notice period will be selecting as 0 to 15 days. Mostly 15 days. Very rare case we will be selecting the 1 month notice period, so that we can get the candidate whoever is serving notice period or his notice period is within 30 days. And candidate profile active. So whenever if the candidate has uploaded the resume on yesterday or 3 days back, we can easily get his details when we are selecting an option as active in 7 days. So we have many options active. The candidate resume is active since 2 months, 30 days, 15 days. So in case if you're actively looking for job, weekly once try to upload your resume with any other changes, so that the HR will get your resume in priority, preferably morning, Monday morning by 9:30 or 9 o'clock. And yeah, coming to this one more screenshot which I'm able to show you. So keywords, we also have an option where we can put it in the star mark. So mark all the keywords as mandatory. So whenever we are putting that star mark, so here it is mentioned MongoDB, React and Node.js, and Express.js. So when we are selecting the star mark, or it will be like these keywords are mandatory. And coming to the Boolean search, so we have an option like or and. So we are mentioning that particular word. So either a candidate can mention MERN stack developer or MERN developer in his resume. So we'll be mentioning that. And if he can, so for example, if the candidate might have mentioned sometime team lead, sometimes he might have mentioned assistant manager. So he might get his profile and or. So if we use mention that particular word, for example, MERN stack developer, it comes in a IT field. So those things will come in a inverted comma. Nowadays in ChatGPT, so if we are selecting in that particular with the keywords, obviously you can get to know what to copy paste in this particular boolean search string. So coming to the HR, so there are multiple things. For example, job description. So we can get the right candidate based on the job description if it is matching with the resume, and sourcing the profile. So we can find the people who might be interested in the job according to the hiring, and screening the candidate. Initially the HR will call, so please make sure that you are available and not busy or keeping mobile somewhere. So try to be available so that you can get the calls on priority, because there are any time the HR might call you. So it's not like the market is not good and you might not get calls. It's not like that. Anytime you might get the chances based on the companies, like either the person can call from a recruitment firm or a direct company. So they'll do an initial screening and schedule the interview. Select the interview candidate. So either the candidate, they might be asked us to come for either a face-to-face interview or a virtual, and we need to ask with the candidate whether if they have that relevant experience, and in case if it is not matching, it's no use of proceeding further rather than pushing the candidate to a different field. And onboard a new employee, help the new employee feel welcome and integrate them to a company culture. That is, once you get selected, you onboard the candidate. So recruiters can use a Boolean search in Naukri to narrow down the list of candidates by skills, location, education, qualification, and other parameter. And sending mass mail. So I'm not sure if other people might be aware, but this is one technique of hiring. So whenever if candidate number is not reachable or not connecting, or if he's disconnecting the call, so sending a mass mail to them via email address. It will be helpful for the candidate to reach us post once he checks the email. So I was doing these things either via Naukri or if not even a separate mail. So it actually helps us to get the relevant candidates, and it's also called as a bulk emailing. And having a tracker for the candidates. So whenever we get some candidates, if we are having a track of the people whomever we are contacting in Excel, so that in future if we need the same candidate, we can call and try to schedule them for a interview. So in that Excel we can mention their email ID, number, date when we have, and their skill set. So these are the details which we can have a personal tracker. And usually people in most of the firms, like recruitment firms, will have this tracker so that it can help them to shuffle up the data. And post 3 months of a candidates get completes in a company, the HR will get incentive based on the percentage of commission which is being provided, or if not, so so I request people to stick on to a company or try not to abscond in between, because it's really important to stay to for the stability purpose, unless and until if there is very much critical issue, to you have to cross check and think about leaving the firm, because if you are living in between, it might lead to a stability issue. Next, in one of the HR backend is BGV. So BGV is something called background verification process, where an employer of the HR team goes through multiple records of a candidate. So especially in First Advantage, they have this BGV process in Whitefield, Bangalore. So the HR team will be going through all your records and details in the, uh, it might be like before releasing the offer letter, or if not, like, yeah, most probably it is like before you get onboarded, or the the BGV will start once you get the offer letter and you share the relevant documents. And apart from that, like till you complete 1 month, BGV will be running on, and they'll be asking you for any other documents if it is missing in the initial onboarding stage. So few companies are also checking the EPF passbook. For example, I've heard Capgemini checks TCS. So if you are not having that proper experience letter, or if you have absconded the company, or if exit date is not updated, so it will create an issue in your BGV. And in case if you are having any issues, either you will be sent out in between. If not, you will be blacklisted in that company where you cannot join again. And yeah, and in some of the companies like BGV, they'll be calling your previous managers and HR people to check whether if you have performance is good, and by verifying your employee ID and all the details. And it also in BGV, they'll be checking the criminal records if there is any case against you in the court, or if there is any illegal activity, or if you have got any warning letter in previous company. So there will be a record in one particular website. And coming to the sourcing part in LinkedIn, so sending a generic emails. So whenever your profile is updated in LinkedIn, so exactly like crisp and clear, there are even chances where HR can send an email hiring details, where for example if they have an hiring, they might even reach out to you via LinkedIn chat. So you can share your resume to them, and you can contact the HR and post that your interview will get scheduled. So this is the format of sending a response via uh, actually that LinkedIn chat. Okay, and we also have freelance recruiters. So freelance recruiters are something where they are tied up with different companies, and once they are onboarding a candidate, or once they are giving a candidate for a interview, and when he or she gets selected, you will be getting the amount on commission basis. So this is not like full-time role, it's something like a kind of a part-time or freelance. So let's read this. So they provide similar services to a recruitment agency, but on individual basis. They charge variety of fees, including percentage of a candidate salary. So based on the candidate salary, certain percentage will be charged from the company, and it can be a hourly rate or a flat fee. And the amount charged depend on the recruiter's experience, position, and the industry. So I have come across few people, they are successfully doing this freelancing, but only thing you should have that knowledge and knack of getting into this role. And even if you are not able to get a job, and if you are much interested in HR field, this freelance recruitment can be done when you are getting tied up with some recruitment firms or companies. Exactly. And RPO, it's called as recruitment process outsourcing. It's when an employer turns the responsibility of finding potential job candidates over a third party service provider. And let's speak about HR operations. So HR operations, it's all about employee data management, payroll administration, and benefit administration, HR policy development, compliance with the employment laws, employee onboarding, employee relations, and HCM management. So this is something like it's not into calling candidates, it's something like a where you handle the data of employees, or you handle related to the payroll related, all these things. And if there are any other issues, you reach out to the HR. And HR can also be a process HR, varies to process, and also the recruitment HR, and the salary which is being processed, that is a different team, payroll team. Okay, so pre-onboarding. The first phase of onboarding is also called as pre-onboarding, and once the candidates accept the offer and continues until the first day of joining, and they'll be welcoming the new hire. and they'll be giving the specific guidelines, everything. So initially the first day of joining, so in certain companies they'll be having an onboarding session and giving introduction about the company videos and formalities or any other goodies. So it can be a bag or bottle. So these are initially being done by the onboarding HR. And coming to the exit process, so whenever you're exiting a firm, so there will be one kind of information where HR will ask you about any feedback online, like you have to fill a form online, or if not, there might be an exit interview face to face. So we can tell what issues and how it went, and they'll be taking your feedback. So either you can tell the open feedback, or if you are not comfortable, you can tell the feedback anything by hiding it, or to go with a safer note. So once the employee notifies their supervisor and HR about the decision to be relieved from their job, the exit process occurs and the offboarding happens of the separation process. So these are the details. It includes a resignation or documentation, and we have to even take the last 3 months pay slips to your personal mail ID, or if you want, you can take a printout as well. And apart from that, enquiring on when you will be getting the FNF, or it can be related to your leave balance, whether it will be carry forward or whether you can use the leaves in the notice period. Most probably, leaves will not be allowed in notice period. So there are these details will be informed, or you can try to inquire. And once you put down the paper, you will also when you apply in one of the link or portal, you will be getting an automated mail to your official mail ID, so or to your personal mail ID, so that adds proof that you have exited the company. So make sure that you are having the proof of that. And whenever you are having leaving a firm, so try to go with a valid exit rather than going with any other concerns. And processing payroll, and payroll, it's actually like if so it's actually majorly into salary processing and other activities, compensation. So it can be related to income tax related, or any other PF related issues or queries. So it's like I've given the details here, so where all the necessary details, for example, uh, wage rates, tax holding, and if your salary or CTC, if it is more than a certain amount, like now it is 12 lakh, till 12 lakh no need to pay the income tax. So after 12 lakhs you have a slab. So all these details, maybe before we had a different scenario. So if we have to pay yearly once, and tax related information, and if you have any PF related queries or PF transfer, so payroll team will be taking it. Okay, so coming to the full cycle recruiting, it includes job requisition, job posting, candidate sourcing, screening, interviewing, assessment, and offer negotiation. Yeah, in case if salary, if you are not okay with the CTC which has been offered, there is even HR who can help you to negotiate on the CTC and help you on term of joining bonus. And coming to the joining bonus, few companies give, and if you are not working in that company for minimum 1 year, the joining bonus will be taken back by the company and the exit time. If you are staying more than 12 months, so that joining bonus is for you. And some companies offer 20,000 joining bonus, some companies also have 1 lakh joining bonus. And I told about the HR recruiters call script. So long back I was part of TCS client when in one of the recruitment firms 5 years back. So here there they for TCS it was a very strict BGV, so we used to follow this call script. I'm calling, this is my name and I'm calling from XYZ client regarding a job offer. Are you looking for a job change? And we used to ask them like, we have a opening for this particular client for XYZ position in Bangalore location or based on the location. And I was handling the contractual hiring of TCS. So we used to inform if they are okay with our payroll and where they'll be working in the client location, and it will be for a long-term project. So whenever a person, if they are going for a contractual payroll, make sure that you are going for a stable project, and preferably you should be able to get permanent according to the scenario. And we used to ask them what is your total experience, relevant experience, and all these details we used to take it. And apart from that, we used to ask them like what is their CTC and notice period details, whether it is notice period is negotiable, do they have a career gap. So all these details are being checked. So monthly take home, how much they have without deduction. And so for each and every company, the requirement and whatever the information is different. So few companies they ask, few companies they don't ask. And the best companies which is based on the recruitment are Alp Consulting, Aligis or Tech System, or it can also be like Aerotech, all are same. And Collabra, Randstad, 314E Corporation, Caterpillar Inc., Trigen Software, Hire Pro Recruitment Firm, Quest Global, CareerNet Technologies. So these are the recruitment firms which I have come across. Maybe if you know any other firms which is good place to work, you can comment on this video. And I told you last time about the mass mail format for the candidates. So this is the subject line which we generally use, and we address the people as dear candidate. And we have an immediate job opportunity for XYZ client. Please find the attached JD. So we attach it, the JD, and we mention the skill set what we need and for which location. And candidates need to have experience with international clients and it's into rotational shift. We are looking for candidates. Yeah, I think this is repeated. Let me remove that. Okay. And even I mentioned the other openings as well, like what we have and what experience range we are looking. And we some if we are okay, we can even put the CTC range as well. What is the max we are offered, because we don't get irrelevant candidates. Or and apart from that, we hire preferably which is according to the requirement. Some companies they are okay with 60 days, some are okay with only 30 days. And these are the details we mentioned. And yeah, apart from that, we mentioned the signature option with the logo, so that people checks all these details. And I also add an additional detail like this, like please update your correct phone number, because the candidate might have changed their number or mail ID or something like that. And these are the other things which I wanted to tell. So the headline column, in from a candidate point of view, if you are looking for a job, you can mention a headline similar to this. So I'm just giving an example of BTech. BTech ECE, ability to work with C++, Python, Java and PHP, can work well under pressure and make the best of any situation. Passionate individual with great interpersonal and communication skills. So this is the headline column, which is also noticed mostly by the recruiters. And key skills, you have to select the skills, and you will be getting the pop-up option as well, and you have to select. This is for experienced people which I'm referring. Even if you're a fresher, you can select the skill set. And apart from that, career profile. So whatever industry you are into, So please do select that industry, department, and whether you're okay with only permanent or full time, shift wise, and all, you can select it. And yeah, this is one of the key skills which I have mentioned. So the headline column. Uh, so the resume headline, which here it is mentioned as bachelor degree in finance forward slash excellent experience of handling US and UK banking and international customer support, skilled at consolidating and analyzing financial data, highly capable of banking terminologies and finance operations. And in key skills, I have added as investment banking, loan processing, banking operations, business banking, commercial banking, loan servicing, lending, loan operations, commercial lending, um, collateral management, US mortgage. So these are the example. So similar to your field, you can add accordingly. And coming to our profile summary, there is one more column. So key skills are different. Sorry, headline is different and profile summary are different. In profile summary, it has been added as seeking challenging assignment in global customer support slash finance slash banking slash KYC ML and slash investment banking domain with a growth oriented organization into international envoy support, KPO, MNC operations. And if you have a LinkedIn profile, you can add your LinkedIn profile link. And yeah, and coming to the career profile, so you have to select which industry you are part of, financial services department, under that which department you have worked, operations, and job role you can mention, and expected salary. So these are the options which you can select. Now coming to the top row. So these are the important HR policy details or the procedures. I hope I've covered maximum details. I'll try to share even in this word format the how the in-mail option of HR hiring will come, so that you can get a clarity. And if anything else, if I want to keep it, I'll just try to save it, and I'll, if you need this document, do let me know. I'll share it, especially if you're from a HR background. And coming to the HR policy, so procedures. So the recruitment HR policy, the recruitment and selection process, make sure that the organization attracts, selects, and retain the best talent. See, my personal concern is whenever a candidate is being hired, the HR should make sure that the candidate is getting retained at any cost, and rather than hiring again and again, because once the attrition goes beyond a level, it's a double work to hire person, and the repeat, they give training, and it's a loss to the company. So whatever the queries or the issues which a employee has, it has to be considered and managed in a better way rather than ignoring the employees. And yeah, coming to the procedure, so where we have to identify the job requirement, and JD matters a lot, I already told you. And job advertisement, like how we post. So there are even some ops manager who doesn't even know how to post jobs. And if you are really interested to assist a candidate by the post which you are sharing, please post. If not, don't post it namesake, because I've seen a lot of people, they just post namesake and they don't respond or accept the connection request or don't reply in LinkedIn chat. And HR people as well, if there are many fake accounts like laptop kits will be provided, or please like and comment interested, or the CTC range is 6 to 18 lakhs for freshers, and they'll be sharing a photo of the company, they'll be sharing a photo of the company goodies. So please don't believe, no genuine HR will post such kind of marketing techniques. So it should be crisp and clear. A job posting should be with the process which you are hiring, experience range, and notice period how much max it's accepted, If it is a work from office or work from home, if possible you can add, because many people ask the same dialogue, work from home available or not. And apart from that, how to contact the concerned person, it can be a mail id or a phone number. And skill set, if there is any jd, please put it. Let it not be too big, let it not be too short, it should have a basic information. I hope I have covered maximum number of details in terms of hr. So let's, as a candidate and as a hr, both should understand what and how it works in recruitment. That's why I've tried covering most of the details. So do share your opinion if you are, if you want to add any more point in this particular video, or if I have not covered anything related to. I've tried my best, but still I think I should cover few more topics. But when I'm sharing you the learning material, if you are looking for it, definitely I will try to add those points. So please do support this video, and I'll try to add few details in the description box as well. Have a look, and even for my other videos as well, I'll try to add the description box. And we also have other departments like learning and development, training and development. So all are interrelated in the back end from a hr point of view. So as much as possible, try to jump into uh, internal internally into a process which has more scope and value. This video and topics in future. Thank you all.